Mr. Reba, attendance roll call.
Mr. Bonomo?
Here.
Mr. Chapman?
Here.
Dr. Childs? Mr. Early?
Here.
Mr. John?
Present.
Mr. Mahalik? Mr. O'Donnell?
Here.
Mr. Wallace?
Here.
Ms. Yannick?
Here.
Public comment and questions directed to the board on agenda items only. Mr. Bonomo?
Casey Herstein.
Casey? We ask if you would please state your name, address, and what agenda item you're going to talk about.
Where's the agenda?
My name is Casey Hersim from Hazel Township. I wanted to address agenda item number 2, please. My first question is simply, why are we looking to increase the class sizes? This is something that has never been discussed in a committee meeting before. I was wondering if it had been discussed with teachers in our district for their input and positions. And just to note that it is a shame, considering so many of you have lobbied in the past to decrease class sizes.
There's
If you will.
probably 11 million reasons why.
11 million.
I said there's
I don't think we'll
probably,
get 'em.
I said there's probably 11 million reasons why. Their deficit is $11 million.
Ah, the deficit. So it's a budget.
I would assume.
First,
Yeah, it's definitely a budget situation.
to answer your question, and another way, yesterday was the first time we had an opportunity to sit down with the principals, and they saw this, and the suggestion was the principals are going to go back, and we've been told numerous times by numerous people, we have some programs we're involved in that aren't constructive, and we shouldn't, we could be doing other things instead. So we asked them to come back with a list of programs that they feel could be cut as budgetary reasons to change these numbers, that we won't have to do that. Personally, I don't think we should be voting on this tonight because we haven't heard back from the principals yet. All right? Personally, I will vote no to put any 28 children in grades 1 and 2. All right? That's my own personal opinion. And I'm voting no on it till we hear what the principals have to say and the suggestions they come back to us with. But we just met with them yesterday for the first time. And the first time this actually was discussed publicly was at the budget meeting last night to answer that question for you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Sure.
Wallace.
I don't think any of us here really want to do this, but I'm not saying I won't end up doing it, but it has to do with the budget. And I think Mr. Wallace is right, though. Maybe we should be waiting to hear back from the principals.
And Mr. Chairman, I'm going to make a motion when we get to number 2 to table this till we do hear from the principals.
Yeah, and I won't disagree with you on that either. But,
I'll second the motion.
Well, we're not there yet, but
I'll pre-second the motion.
is that it, though? That's all?
Thank you so much for
Okay.
the time and consideration on this very important issue. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else there, Mr. Bonomo?
No, that was it.
Okay, then I'll turn it over to Dr. Antonelli.
Recommend board approve the adoption of the proposed final 2015-16 general fund budget.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments on number 1?
I think that it should be well recognized by everybody in this room that this is an extraordinarily stopgap budget presentation. This has relatively little to do with what the final budget will actually look like. Law says that you have to have it in front of the public for a period of time, and that's where we're at this point.
Yes, that would be correct. Any other comments or questions? Mr. Reba?
Number 1, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Ayes have it, noting Mr. John's no vote.
Item 2, your wishes, board.
I'd like to make a motion that we table item 2 until we hear back from the principals.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments on the tabling of item number 2? Mr. Reba?
On a motion to table number 2, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Approve items 3 through 5 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Just one question,
Yes.
Mr. Reba. All the summer help, that's under this year's budget?
Yes. Well, actually, it's split. We pay them up till June 30th under this year's budget, and then July 1st would begin next year's budget.
So last year, we only funded it through June 30th?
Yes, that's correct.
Number 5, did we, are these additional individuals, or are these replacements for the 2 that,
Dr. Childs, there were 2 individuals that we approved last month that decided to turn the job down, and we had 1 person still out there, so we didn't feel the need to just leave 1 person out. So we're replacing 2 with 3.
thank you.
Anything else? Mr. Reba?
Numbers 3 through 5, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No on number 5 for the reason that we have a $10.6 million budget deficit, and I don't think we should be hiring when we're looking at raising class sizes and everything else at this point.
Mr. Reba?
We did that already, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
have,
Approve items 6 through 19 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Mr. Reba?
numbers 16 through 19, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
6 through 19, I'm sorry. Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
Approve items 20 through 28 with one motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions or comments? Mr. Reba?
Numbers 20 through 28, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion passes.
And that concludes the agenda, Mr. Chapman.
Mr.
Thank-
President, may I,
Thank you, Dr.
apologize
Antonelli.
for being a little slower reading than Dr. Antonelli speaks. On number 12, that I've asked previously each time the medical sabbatical has been asked for, has this been correct, checked and
We,
verified?
or I, would not recommend approval of a medical sabbatical without the proper documentation
Good.
from the employee. So the answer to your question is yes.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments from the board? Any comments from the audience on non-agenda items?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second?
Second.
Meeting adjourned. For those of you staying behind, we'll be starting our committee meetings almost immediately. Like right now.